So what happens when a single person decides to take on the full power of the government? Well, today we're diving into this incredible battle in tax court, where the weapon of choice wasn't money or connections, but the rule book itself. I mean, just imagine standing up in court by yourself against the state, and your very first move is to question if their lawyers are even allowed to be there. It's an amazing strategy, so let's get right into this wild standoff.
And right away, you can see this is a classic David versus Goliath story. On one side, you've got DESSY, just one citizen. And on the other, the Directorate General of Taxes, the DJP, a huge, powerful government agency. It just perfectly sets the stage for the incredible imbalance of power we're talking about here.
All right, so every great showdown needs an arena. And for this one, we are heading into the Indonesian tax court.
The day is September 23rd, 2025. This is the very first hearing. Now here's the thing that's so interesting. Before anyone even thinks about arguing the actual tax dispute, the court has to do one thing first, a procedural check. You can think of the judge like a referee, making sure everyone's paperwork is 100% correct before the match can even start. It really shows you a basic truth of the legal world. You have to nail the procedure before you can even get to the main event. It's like the price of admission to the fight.
And get this wasn't just some one-off thing. On this one day, the court was looking at 59 different cases that DESSY had filed against the DJP for taxes from 2021 and 2022. That number alone, 59, tells you that this is a massive, serious, and incredibly determined effort on her part. So since procedure is king in this arena, the very first thing the court does is put DESSY's own case under the microscope.
The judge goes down a super strict checklist for her lawsuit, checking every single detail. Is it in the right language? Yup. Is it addressed to the right court? Check. Was it filed on time? Absolutely. Is it signed correctly? You bet. Every single box gets ticked. And what's the result? Her lawsuit passes every single test. It is formally accepted by the court. Now this is so important because she has now officially proven that her own legal standing is rock solid. She followed every rule to the letter. And this is where the story takes a brilliant turn. With her own case now validated, DESSY just calmly flips the script and puts all the focus right back on her very powerful opponent.
She asks the judge this one simple but totally devastating question. And with just those few words, the entire feeling in the room just shifts. You see, she's no longer the one being examined. Now she's the one examining the state.
And that one question, it kicks off a full-blown legal standoff. So let's break down exactly what went down next.
Okay, so the DJP representative hands over a document called a surat tugas, which is a letter of assignment. But DESSY objects right away, because what she asked for was a surat kuasa, a power of attorney. And the difference here is everything. A power of attorney is a formal legal document that gives someone the power to represent you in court. A letter of assignment, that's basically just an internal office memo telling an employee what to do. So the DGP's lawyer argues that this internal letter is good enough, that they've done it this way before, but DESSY does not back down. She points out the flaw with total precision. She says this is just an internal memo, it's not a legal authorization to be in court. And then, here's the brilliant part. She also points out that the letter doesn't even say who gave the order, and she's suing the whole institution, not just some random employee. And the real climax comes when the judge asks DESSY to put her objection in writing. Her response is just a masterclass in strategy. She immediately points out the double standard. She basically says, hold on, my right to even be here was just picked apart piece by piece. Now you want me to do more paperwork when their fundamental right to be in this room isn't even complete? It's a fantastic move that puts the judge and her opponent in a really tough spot.
So, the hearing is at a total standstill. The whole room is tense. What does the judge do? How does this first round end?
The judge, who probably sees that DESSY has a really strong point, doesn't rule one way or the other. Instead, the hearing is postponed. And right away, the judge sets a clear schedule for the next sessions, which tells you this procedural fight was just the opening move in a much longer game of legal chess.
Now don't let the word postponement fool you. This is a huge tactical victory for DESSY. The burden of proof has completely flipped. The ball is now in the DJP's court. They are the ones who have to go do their homework. The next time they show up, they have to legally prove they even have a right to be there. So what can we all take away from this incredible opening round?
Well, first, that a single citizen really can challenge the state. Second, that procedure isn't just boring paperwork. It's a tool that can actually level the playing field. Third, and this is the big one, knowing the rules is a form of power all on its own. And finally, that the fight for what's fair often begins with that very first step in the process.
And this whole thing leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. DESSY's story shows that really understanding the process, the procedures, the nitty-gritty rules of the system, that can be the best shield you have when you're up against a massive institution. It's an amazing lesson in how the smallest details can end up making the biggest difference. Thanks for tuning into this breakdown.